Good morning, everyone. It's July 26th, 2024. As you can see by the title today, I want to talk more about the cameras and the way that they can help protect us as well. I want to start off with an incident that happened to me just in the last couple of weeks. That I was down in the laundry room doing my laundry, and I was just pulling the stuff out of the dryer and getting ready to go back upstairs with my laundry when another tenant apparently came in. He used his key, brought in what I believe was possibly a homeless woman into the laundry room, and I suddenly realized, well, she was looking for a place to go to the bathroom, and she was ready to go right on the laundry room floor. And I said, "Excuse me, what do you think you're doing?" And she said, "Well, I gotta go. I can't hold this any longer." And I said, "Well, you cannot go here. This is not the proper place to go." So I looked at the other person that had let her in the laundry room, and I said, "Well, do you live here?" And he said, "Yes, I do." And I was trying to explain to him, "Well, why don't you let her go up in your apartment to the bathroom?" And he just started mumbling some things. And then she said, "Well, I have to go, I have to go." And I said, "Well, that's fine. If you have to go, you have to go. But there's no bathroom down here. And if you do it on the floor, like you look like you're planning to, there's cameras here that are looking directly at you. And, this is something that most people like to do their business in private. I guess you want everybody to get a good shot of you doing your business." So she kind of thought about it, and then no, I don't think I want to go here. And then he took her out of the laundry room, and then I went ahead of them, and I started up the stairwell to go to my apartment. And I looked around, and then she's going to go right in the hallway where a lot of them have gone. And you've seen pictures of previous pictures of me that I put up on videos of defecating and urinating in the hallways. So she started to go into one area, which was a favorite place, which just stinks, and it still does. They're still trying to clean the smell out from this, where they've been going. And I said, "Well, I guess you really want to get yourself on camera, because there's a camera looking directly at you right now." Still, she's looking around, and she's feeling very uncomfortable at this point. So the two of them, fortunately, headed outside the building. I'm sure she probably went outside somewhere. But this was what I'm talking about, having cameras available as a deterrent. Now, as I've said in a previous video as well, because I am in social housing, we're looking at this whole situation with the homeless differently now. And we are getting more cameras in our buildings, which is very good, because in this case, it did act as a deterrent. I was able to say, "Well, do you want everybody to see what you're doing?" And I don't think so. So she had enough sense. She wasn't high or anything. Or if she'd been high, she wouldn't have cared two hoots about what she was doing. But again, as I've told you in a previous video, that we're looking at ways of securing our social housing buildings down here. And one of them is cameras, and this is being done over the summer, and probably won't be finished till towards the end of September, with all the security measures that they're slowly putting in our building, because I've seen now their cameras are going up on the outside of our building, as well as many more cameras going on the inside of our building as well, to try and protect us. And of course, this to me is good news, because before, when you had dealers in and that, you could always tell, well, especially in the wintertime, when they all do want to come in, is they have an apartment, and you see the mud track literally up the stairwell right to that apartment, and it's constant, and it's quite a trail right up to that one apartment. So with more cameras, we had just a few scatter cameras originally to try and catch the action. Now we're getting more and more cameras, and it's going to be very interesting. They're putting the structure in place, and fortunately, that was one of the cameras. That's a new camera that they had put in. And even with the few old cameras that they had, they've got better cameras, more updated cameras that are clearer pictures and that coming out. So that was a good thing. And then I was talking to a friend of mine in the last couple of weeks too. She's in another social housing building, but not with our particular social housing. And if everyone remembers, during the pandemic, everyone had to wear those dreaded masks across their face to try and keep from getting the COVID-19 virus. And there's still people who are leery. There's some people who definitely have germophobia. But there are a few people, and I've seen them on the bus, and that still prefer to wear the masks. And my friend was telling me she was in her building, and she got accosted by a neighbor's child, well, grown-up child, let's put it that way, about wearing a mask, and she got assaulted and terrified. And even though they tried to pull the person off of her, she was so scared she had to run and hide in the laundry room, where she locked herself in. And so she's terrified. And then I've heard of another person like being attacked over wearing a mask. I mean, my goodness, what in the world is happening with our whole civilization right now? I mean, people are being attacked for hijabs. People are being attacked for just even no reason at all, and I don't see what's wrong with the mask. That's part of being in a democratic society. You're able to wear, whether it's a religious item, whether it's definitely a mask, because you're afraid of germs. Well, that's fine. That's your choice. You know, it's not for me to make the choice. It's not for anyone else to make the choice. That's their choice, and this is what part of freedom should be. You know, like I said, you don't see the person as well in the mask, but I'm still seeing people, and I understand. They're still concerned. And of course, with all the superbugs that they've been talking about for years around, and after having the COVID-19, I can understand that people are still leery about going in public. So I just wanted to bring that up to a little bit up to speed today on what is basically happening down here, and understanding that this is why the cameras are becoming more and more prevalent. Because certainly with the cameras, we're going to find out who's causing the trouble in the apartment buildings for sure. Having cameras on the outside of our buildings, because we have had drive-by shootings and stuff in the neighborhood through our social housing as well, that we'll be able to get this on film as well. It should also be helpful to the police to try and catch these people who are disrupting our peace and quiet. And we should be allowed to have our peace and quiet too. So that's where I'm going to leave it today. I just wanted to give a brief update. And everyone, take care, be safe, and we shall talk again soon. And bye-bye.